We are live.
All right. Hey, welcome everyone. And I hope you are all here. And I am so excited to introduce Nate and Flip from Group Juice today. And I am just like, I cannot believe that they are actually here doing this for us and actually here in our group with us. So, Nate, Flip, hello. Welcome.
Hello.
I'm so happy you're here.
I appreciate
What's
you
up,
having us
Jill?
on.
100%. 100%. Um, as everybody's coming on, drop us a hashtag live if you are live. If you do happen to be catching this after the live is over, do a hashtag replay. Take literally 2 seconds and click that link that's above Nate and Jill, the StreamYard link. That way you show up as who you are and we don't have to talk to you as a Facebook user. So I see Dan, I see Jenny, and I see a Facebook user. So hit that StreamYard link because we want today to be highly beneficial for anyone, whether you're a beginner starting from scratch, whether you're intermediate and you've been in the game for a couple of months trying to figure this shit out, or if you're already doing like 1 to 5 grand a month and you just want to blow shit out of the water. All right, that's what we want this to be for. Dan. So anybody secretly watching from work and like you're trying to be quiet? I'm just curious.
Actually, I know that somebody already texted me and told me that they were doing that from work.
Yep.
Yep.
That's actually a funny
Absolutely.
story. I remember back when I was working at a gummy bear factory because that's where I worked before I went full time. I used to write blog posts on the clock.
Yeah.
I,
Google
I
Docs
used
is
to
your
do
friend,
similar
right?
things. I would I worked a dangerous job like on the plant floor, and like any time I could get on my phone, I was doing it, even though phones were banned on the plant floor because we were running like heavy machinery and shit. But I would always have my phone out trying to soak up some knowledge or chat to folks trying to get things rolling. So I can kind of relate to whoever's watching from work.
Yep. And as we have oh my goodness, as we have more people pile on, we definitely can give you guys a brief backstory of who we are if you don't know, like not just some random dudes on the internet. So let me know in the comments if you guys have never seen us before or if you have. Maybe drop a stranger if you don't know who we are.
Who the fuck are these guys? Jeanette watching from work. I like it.
Oh, I see Jeanette is on. There's quite a few people on actually right now.
It's awesome. We can't see who
Deb.
it is. So if you got a lot of folks on, that's awesome. We hope you got your notebooks. And I'm not sure if Jill, are you keeping this up for a while? I know I had a lot of folks
Yes.
ask. Okay.
Yep. I've had a lot of people ask me because they're not able to watch it now. So yes, this will be in the group live for a while. Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Sweet.
Got something planned a little different today. We're going to end up doing like a training style, a bit of a different interview type thing, right? Just drop some value to you guys, give you guys some tips. Jill, let me know what a lot of you guys in the group wanted to learn about or are kind of maybe struggling with. So, kind of put something together for you guys. And yeah, it should be an awesome time.
Hell yeah. Looking forward to it.
I'm
And
I'm excited.
I am too. Don't, for you guys that are watching, like please engage in the comments and I'll tell you why. Number one, we want this is a safe place. This is why Jill created the group. Number two, the more engagement, and if you want to, tap that screen so that the hearts pop up. If you heart this live and you engage on it, it's going to push it out to more people in the group. And we want this live training to have as much reach as possible. So just keep in mind if you're working a job, you're trying to get out of it, or you just want to make extra income and you're not sure how to go about doing that online, this is what we want to break down today. And we want to set realistic expectations because you can take the time to learn a new skill or multiple skills in literally 1 to 2 months and like start producing an income as you're learning. And the skills that you can learn in such a short amount of time can literally swamp what you're making at your job, right? So even though no one drops stranger, I'm assuming there are folks that don't know who we are. But just to take you back for like 45 seconds, I used to work 60 to 90 hours in a plant. I worked in the aluminum extrusion industry, like dangerous shit. I had to wear fire retardant gear. We worked with 1,000-degree metal, and I was kind of burnt out. I was hating it. I missed everything with my kids when they were first born. It absolutely fucking sucked. I watched them kind of grow up the first 2 years through a cell phone, which just kind of hit different. And if you fast forward with a $1,500 investment into myself and my skills and my knowledge, I was able to start building a brand online around me and who I am. You know, the guy that cusses a lot and beard, balded, tattooed, all that stuff. And we've done multiple, like we haven't done less than $20,000 this month or this year every month. We've done a couple of $50,000 months. We've helped a shit ton of people reach $10,000 in profit in 100 days or less. Some of them brand new, didn't even have social media. Some of them had been in the game for 4 to 6 months and couldn't figure things out, and they surpassed that. All right, another thing that I don't really want it to be a flex because it's still mind-blowing to me is we've had a couple $10,000 days, right? Most people don't make that in months. So I really want you guys to dig in, take out your fucking pencils and your pad, and just take some notes around what we're talking about, because we're going to go deep today, and we want you guys to take it serious. Okay?
Yeah, and I'll give you guys a brief snapshot of my story as well. Not as much results because Flip already covered that. I'm from the Pacific Northwest. Never really had anything but a minimum wage job, or barely above minimum wage. And I worked in a company called Rail Pro, where we installed guardrails on the balconies of skyscrapers in downtown Portland. And for those of you that are familiar with the Northwest, it rains probably 250 days a year. So it sucks. Being on the 16th story, hanging over the deck, installing a railing in the pouring down rain. So my journey started quite a few years back in, lots of trial and error with Amazon FBA, e-commerce, digital marketing agency, selling ads as a service, and really pivoting into what we do now a couple years ago. And things have been absolutely blowing up, especially this year, right? I think the biggest thing that I am beyond our own results is collectively our clients have crossed over $200,000 in 2022 alone. So that's a flex, I guess you could say. And that's with a plethora of different offers, products, their own unique ecosystems and brands. We're not really in the space of helping people become carbon copies of us. We want to encourage everybody to build their own business and do more of what they actually enjoy on the internet. So that's a brief snapshot.
Hell yeah. I like it. Picasso. I live on TikTok sayings now. It's terrible.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so I'm not the only one that hears a tune and is like, oh, that's TikTok.
Yeah.
I know that dance.
It's everywhere. It's destroying our brains.
Hello, my friends.
All right. I'm going to pull up this live so I can see people's names.
Yeah, that's what I was
awesome.
just doing.
So I'll pull up I put together a doc for us, a training. If you guys have any questions while we're running through this training, do not hesitate to ask, right? This is all about you guys. If you guys need clarity, something I say, Jill did tell me there's a lot of people kind of in the earlier stages. So if I am fluffing terminology up with tech jargon and you don't understand what I'm saying, let me know. I'm more than happy to field any questions you guys have, or any of us will field any questions you guys have in the comments. So let me pull it up and I can put it in the group too.
How many folks have already started online? Drop me a started or the word start if you've already started or maybe taken a course or invested in yourself. I'm just curious to see. I can now see how many folks we got on. But if you've already started, let me know in the comments. If you've been on the fence and like you're just looking for like the right way to start, drop me a number 2 in the comments. I just want to get a gauge for like folks and where they're at, which will kind of depict how we speak to certain things. Nate has dropped the training doc in the comments. You guys can have this. Yeah. All right. Very slowly. 2. We got a couple folks. 2. Looking for the right way to start. I love it. I love it. Cool. Sweet. Awesome.
So one of the biggest things we kind of want to jam out today on is building up momentum in your business from like ground zero, from the beginning, and keeping things as simple as possible, right? And that's primarily because a lot of people end up getting stuck in the weeds of their business or doing a lot of things that don't necessarily matter in the earlier stages, right? We're super big on Facebook, keeping things very minimal. And the very cool part about this training as well is if you guys do need help with tech, Jill's an absolute legend and could help you with that. But you don't have to be a tech expert to have success. That's the main point. I mean, the reality of it. So necessities, right? Facebook profile, as we talked about, we're super big on Facebook. There's a very awesome synergy of posting content on your Facebook and being able to connect with those people directly in Messenger, where you can make sales proactively. And yes, I'm talking about the same profile that you're posting like cat memes or pictures of your food on, not like a business page. I'm not going to go into the whole difference between the two, but we are talking about like your actual profile, the one that you've probably had for some years now. Right. Groups are absolutely awesome. Like we are huge on Facebook groups. I mean, that's why we have a full program that's all about growing and monetizing communities. And it's by far one of the most powerful aspects of growing and building a brand on Facebook. And you can use them literally to sell anything. If you look at it, a lot of you guys are probably in a plethora of different Facebook groups. It could be anything from, parenting tips and tricks or diet, weight loss. It really doesn't matter what the group is. A way to look at it is it's if you have a group of your own, it's just a medium for you to build an ecosystem in a community of people all interested in a similar topic. And you are the authority in that space, meaning that it's a lot easier to sell people products outside of that group, right? And a lot of really big strategies when people talk about Facebook is to go into other people's communities and add friends and spam them with messages. And I mean, while this can work, it's 100 times easier to sell from your own community, right? Google Docs, right? These are kind of the buckets of stuff that we primarily use in our business a lot. Google Docs, you can do this without funnels, without fancy tech. If you don't have the bandwidth to do all that, a lot of our offers are actually created on Google Documents, right? Literally putting words onto digital paper and turning them into cash, right? You're showcasing your offer on a Google document. And I know that might sound intimidating for some if you don't know what an offer is. It's just a matter of showcasing your product. If you're offering any type of bonuses, maybe if you have any results, things like that. And the reason that I'm a big advocate on this is it means you can get moving extremely quickly, right? And it's very proactive. Like if you look at the way that Jill exploded her business with the exact strategies we're kind of talking about is she blew up her group by posting content on her Facebook profile, Facebook Reels, and then everybody got pushed into an ecosystem in a group. And a lot of you guys have probably interacted with her in Messenger in some type of way, right? It can pick up momentum really quickly in comparison to like search content, like YouTube, blog. Those are usually really slow by nature. So that's kind of a breakdown of the bare bones necessities that I would really talk about when it comes to what someone would need in the early stages, right? Facebook profile. You can choose where to direct people in your profile. I usually recommend keeping it simple. Like, don't have 40 different links to different things. Confused mind doesn't buy anything. So keep things kind of simple or linear, right? We like to push everybody from our profiles or short form video content into a Facebook community or a group because, as I mentioned earlier, and eventually they'll grow by themselves as well. So it becomes a passive lead gen space. So,
Hey, Nate.
Yeah.
I want to bring it back just for a second because I saw a lot of number twos, like folks looking for like the best way to start. And I want to paint a picture for you guys in your brain. Like, I want you to take a second and think about something that you're knowledgeable about, like already, or something that you enjoy doing. All right. Because one of the first ways that I started, really it was before I got into, like high ticket affiliate marketing or building a personal brand. One of the first things that I did was I kind of created a brand around being an outdoorsman. So like think about hobbies and things that you enjoy. Me, I'm an avid outdoorsman. I hunt, I fish, I like being outside. Hence you see me on my back deck. This is where I spend a lot of time. This is where I make a lot of money, right? This is where I'm most comfortable. But I built a small brand. This was back when I was an affiliate for Amazon, right? Profit margins were low, but I got a really good understanding of how that could work. So just to give you guys an idea of exactly what I mean, when I say I'm an outdoorsman, it means I have lots of hunting equipment. I have backpacks. I have tree stands. I have gloves, coats, any kind of accessory, like bows, guns, and all that. So just imagine, I'm a bit different from what I can really share online because I'll get banned and some other shit. But I built this little brand around being an outdoorsman. All I was doing was creating content in certain places, one of them being Facebook, right? And I had a very small platform on YouTube that's no longer active. But I was just creating videos around the things that I was using as an outdoorsman. Okay. It was really easy for me to talk about it because I was knowledgeable about being an outdoorsman. I've been hunting and fishing since I was like able to walk, basically 4 or 5 years old. So by doing that, it was easy for me to showcase the products and different accessories that I was using. And it made sense for other people that were also outdoorsmen to follow what I was talking about and go and buy the thing that I was using. Right. So this also applies to digital marketing, right? People sell physical products every single day. People sell digital products every single day. Right. And what me and Nate have really like dove into this year was showing folks how to sell absolutely anything. I have this saying that I've become known for. I don't care if you're selling dildos, dump trucks, or digital courses. You can sell it online. All right. A lot of folks found that funny, but it's the truth. If you've got a solid process and a strategy you can follow, you can literally sell whatever the hell you want to online and build a personal brand around it. Right. Yep. So this is what we mean. Let me know if this makes sense in the comments. Like, just drop me a makes sense. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page around the things we're talking about and what Nate just covered on the personal profile. All right. Your personal profile, especially with how powerful Reels, Facebook Reels are right now. Like, let me know if you get caught on TikTok or even Facebook Reels and just get caught scrolling because you enjoy watching the creators and their content. This is a powerful lesson real quick. You might want to write it down. You got two kinds of people in the world, right? And this is like legit, no bullshit. You have content creators, and then you have content consumers. The consumers are the ones that buy from the content creators. So you can either be a creator or a consumer, right? Now, once you really get good, and the only way to get good at something is to start, don't quit, and keep going. But if you can create content in a compelling way that makes sense for your viewers to follow you, like you, trust you, realize that, hey, this person's very similar to me and they vibe with you, guess what? They'll buy from you. All right. Simple as that. All right. So I just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page.
Me just diving in.
And one of the things too that I think that you said in there too, because there's a lot of people, I mean, right up until today that are asking about funnels. And I know that you kind of went over the funnels and when you need them and when you don't need them. But that is a really big conversation in my group about funnels. And a lot of times I'll tell somebody, wait, just hold on. You don't really need one yet. So I think talking about when you need a funnel and when you don't need a funnel would be a huge conversation for this group.
Yeah, right. I got it. Would it blow anyone's mind if I told y'all the first 8 months of me like diving into high ticket affiliate marketing and building my brand that I didn't focus on an email list, I didn't worry about building a funnel, but I still made thousands of dollars. No funnel, no website, just literally my personal Facebook profile and my messenger. That's how I made my first couple grand. Would that blow anyone's mind? Does anyone want to hear about that? We can dive into it and chat about it. Right?
Yeah. And I think a really important thing to touch on too is like so when it comes to like funnels and automations and like the way that I always like to talk about it or encourage it is look at like any type of tech or automation as like gasoline on a fire, right? And in my opinion, people attempt to automate their business or build out this funnel or all these sequences kind of too early, right? Before you even know how these processes work, sales process, like copy or anything like that. And it becomes kind of a tricky space, especially in the beginning, because you'll end up building out this system for a really long time. And then you never even like focus on how to get people to that system, right? So we usually talk about kind of flipping it on its head. And like, if you are going to do tech or you're going to do like keeping it super basic, right? We're talking about like, even to this day, Flip uses a beacons page, right? We do multi 6 figures and he has a super simple opt-in on a beacons page, right? I'm kind of known as the tech guy, but keeping it super simple, especially in the beginning stages, as like for those that aren't a digital marketer, you don't have a tech background already, like making it as easy on yourself as you can to have success, right? Because there's going to be a fuck ton of lessons and things that you have to learn. So adding is the least amount of things onto your plate as you can, right? If you're posting content and you're continuously posting content, let me rephrase that. If you're consistently posting and you're building relationships with people through your content and you're connecting with them in Messenger, if we're talking about on Facebook, you're going to start making money, right? You could literally do it with a Google document, with the affiliate link, right? Because as we're talking about here too, with products, you don't have to go out and create a product, right? We both did 6 figures individually last year and we didn't have a product of our own. We just launched our own product this year. So you don't need your own product, and there's virtually anything and everything that you could promote, right? It's kind of a weird thing. The majority of people are actually ended up buying from affiliates all the time, and more often than not, you don't even realize it. Like if you're reading a blog about a recipe and the creator recommends you a pots and pan set and it directs you to Amazon, that creator got paid a commission if you bought that. So that's kind of what the same thing we're doing or we teach is we're just building audiences of people through the content being created, and you're selling them relevant products, related products to the content, right? If you're talking about a keto or something like that, you obviously don't want to sell them like cake or something that's complete opposite of the type of content you're creating. because it's not going to be relevant. But that's kind of a snapshot of how it works.
Yeah. I want to jump on this one comment before we like keep going through the training. Just so you guys can get a really good idea of like how we go about things and setting goals. All right. So that last comment, I don't know what your name is because you're showing up as Facebook user, but my goal is a minimum of 5K per month. I have a fantastic high ticket course, not mine, but not sure how to promote it. All right. Like Nate said, this is what we did last year. We're still active affiliates. I still have content that lives on the internet on multiple platforms that produce affiliate commissions for me. Okay. Without me doing shit. This is why we really go hard on creating content. A piece of content can be a valuable asset that produces cash flow while you're asleep. Last night, prime example, we had sales come in at 12 a.m. I was drooling on my pillow at this point. Okay. This is what can happen. All right. This is why we're so big on content. But if you want to make 5K per month and you have a high ticket course, I'm assuming that it pays you 500 or more per commission when you make a sale. If that's the case, just to make this super easy, as an example, let's say it pays you $1,000. Let's say the course is $2,000 and it pays you $1,000 commission when you make a sale, and you want to get to 5K per month. So what you want to do is create content that shows, number one, who you are, your principles, your beliefs, why you're doing the things that you're doing. Also explaining the things that you're learning that are going to be beneficial to your audience and folks that decide to pay attention to you. All right. Some folks are going to vibe with me. And let's say me and Jill are selling the same thing. Some folks are not going to like me. Some folks are going to love Jill, and vice versa. All right. Now, the whole goal is to put out content, whether it's videos or written pieces like Facebook, email, whatever the case may be. And what you're going to be doing is explaining why and what that course is going to do for them, that outcome. I'm talking about real shit. Like, we don't sit here and say, hey, we'll show you how to make 100 grand in 30 days. There's a lot of folks out there spitting that bullshit. What Nate and I's message and why it's different and why we are different from everyone else is we say, hey, this will take you some time to learn, but if you stick with it long enough, consistently following our strategies, you will build a six-figure business over time, right? If you'd have told me back in 2017 when I first wanted to dive into this, like, hey, if future me would have came like, hey, Flip, I'm from 2022, you're going to have a multi-six-figure business in 2022. All you got to do is stay the course. Don't give up. Keep pushing. Keep helping folks. Keep serving. All right. We're like kissing the $300,000 mark for this year, and we still got like 4 months left. Okay. So February. if you're wanting to hit, since February, if you're wanting to hit that 5K per month and you make $1,000 per sale, that's 5 people. All right. Now, it's never been easier than it has right now because we're in the biggest digital era around, social media as a whole. So if you create it on TikTok, Facebook Reels, or Facebook Stories, or YouTube, any of those, doesn't matter. Group Juice actually helps with every kind of social platform that's alive right now. You can reach thousands of people every week. And if you can reach thousands of people, those thousands of people that see your content can make a conscious decision to be like, hey, I like this person. I like what they're talking about. It's interesting. It makes sense. I don't want to follow the masses. I don't want to keep killing myself 60 to 90 hours a week. I don't want to keep missing time with my family. And I actually want to get paid a decent wage that really depicts what I think I am worth. That was me. Even though I had a really good job, it was backbreaking and very time consuming and quite dangerous, if I might throw that in there. So out of those thousands of people, you only need 5 people to convert. So like if we could show you a way, like I looked at the numbers, Jill has actually averaged a lot of group members here in this community over the last couple of months. Like I think it came down to 16 people per day the last couple of months. All right. 16 folks that are interested in what she has to say. So now Jill, with what she's learned, She's actually an absolute fucking weapon right now because she could help so many of you just because of what she's learned. And this is the proof of concept that we really wanted to highlight today. This is why all of you are here. The content she created. And if I could be completely honest, those of you here that are in this group will likely eventually buy something from her based on the content she produces because it's actually valuable and she's very transparent. Okay. So 5 people, that's $5,000 a month, right? And once you get a process in place, proof of concept, your own results, community results, and you can highlight those in your content around the outcome that that course is going to produce, guess what? Then you can scale it. If you make $1 online, it's repeatable. If you make 1,000 online, it's repeatable. 100,000, 1,000,000. We've got our site set on $1 million. $1 million online, right? By the end of next year. That's our sites. Okay. That's what I would focus on and how I would promote it so you can get to $5,000 a month. Let me know if that makes sense.
I'm not going to run into this too deep. You guys can look at the doc, but obviously you guys need something to promote, right? You need a product to promote. Tons of different ways you can find products. I would advise steering clear of like dedicated networks. Products usually aren't regulated on there. You can look at big influencers that you watch, right? Everybody's business is going to be a little bit different. So depending on the space that you want to go into, look at big creators, people you consume their content, see if they have a digital program or product. And I mainly say digital program or product because the commissions are usually going to be higher for you as an affiliate, versus a physical products like 10, 12%. A digital product will usually be 50, and I've seen all the way upwards of 75, 80%. Would highly encourage you to buy it if you have the finances. That's going to kind of tie into the next step, and what Flip was just talking about as well. We'll dive a little bit into that. Purchasing the product is going to allow you to package a unique offer of your own that's going to allow you to stand out from everybody else promoting the same thing. So there are some rule of thumbs kind of in this doc about my views when it comes to picking products. A big thing that I want to reinforce is don't partner with a company just for the promise of huge commissions, right? Choose a product, a niche, a creator of that program that you actually believe in, right? That you actually have conviction behind, that you actually stand behind, right? A couple of reasons it's going to come across in your content, in your messaging, in your business if you do not believe that, right? And it's kind of an ethics thing, but if you're selling things to people that you don't necessarily believe in, if you want to have a ton of success in this online world, you need to help people actually have success, right? That is probably one of the biggest reasons that Group Juice has blown up this year, because we have a fuck ton of student results, right? Our students have made more money this year than us, not just with our program, but in their own businesses, right? And that's not to say like, I don't mean to sound conceited, but the point I'm trying to make is you have to dive into something that's genuinely going to help people, especially if you want to have a brand that's around for the next 5, 10, 15 years.
He just said something really, really good. The results side, I wanted to raise my hand in case I had the internet lag. We've got this bad thing that happens on Zoom calls where I'm like waiting for the right moment to say something because I got like a 10-second lag. It just live in the country. I wanted to make another point. When me and Nate created Group Juice, right, we wanted to structure it in a way that would be good for beginners as well as folks that just want to blow shit up like they're already doing well. So like we literally hit every corner of like the online space based on our couple of years of failure figuring this out, because I'm not a tech guy. Like I'll be first to say that is not my strong point. Don't ask me for help. But if you want to learn how to sell something and you want to make an impact, I'm your guy. But the cool thing about Group Juice is we didn't create it just to have an affiliate program. That kind of came after we had created it. So Group Juice, there's a big difference. There's a lot of folks and courses online that they're like, hey, buy my thing so I can show you how to sell it. right? It's like just to sell that course. Now, we went a completely different route, and our message was, hey, let us show you how to sell anything you want, right? Now, folks have chosen to sell our stuff because of how good it is, the value that we bring, the lifetime coaching that it comes with. We hang out every Monday and we have a good time. We cut jokes. We're slightly inappropriate, but we always try and show up for our folks every single Monday to make sure nobody's left behind, all questions are answered, and you've actually got support on the things that we teach and the things that you need to be implementing so you can move the needle, so you can make the income that you want by helping the folks that are more like you. So we teach you how to sell anything. Doesn't matter what it is. You want to sell dildos? We'll show you how to sell it. We'll show you how to create a Facebook group and have a bunch of nymphos in that sumbitch, and you can sell them that, and they'll thank you for it. All right. Or if you want to sell digital courses or create your own stuff around your knowledge, this is what we're going to help you do, inside of Group Juice. So I wanted to touch on that. Is we don't want to sell Group Juice. We don't want you to buy Group Juice from Jill unless you want to learn high income skills around being a content creator and selling things that you're passionate about and you actually love. And I just saw Jeanette made a comment that's probably going to make me laugh because she's just as inappropriate as we are.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of money in that industry. You already know it.
Hell yeah.
Fun fact: Flip actually sold sex paddles on the internet.
I did. I did.
But yeah, like a really good example of this is like when we actually rolled out Group Juice. The prerequisite was that you already had a high ticket offer to promote, right? That's not the case anymore, but that is the way that we built it from very early on, because we've used the strategies we teach in Group Juice for a couple years, right? We've used them for a couple years now, and we've used them to sell just about every product that's trending, except for a few. I wouldn't buy some of the products out there with someone else's credit card, but that's neither here nor there. We've used it to promote a lot of products, right? It's literally just how to build a brand, growing your own ecosystem and monetizing that ecosystem. Whatever you want to use with that is completely up to you. It's your business, right? Everybody is a unique person, has their own brand. And that's really what we want to empower people to do, is build their own brand that they actually love and allows them to connect with people like them, right? As Flip mentioned earlier, is everybody's going to connect with different people, right? And building a little clone of me is not going to be beneficial to your business or your life, right? It's your business, not mine. So we'll dive into this a bit. This one thing that came to mind when Flip was talking about like how to stand out too, having an offer, right? Packaging a unique offer to yourself, which I know this can sound extremely intimidating if you're very early on, or you're just looking to get started. But looking at ways that you can increase the perceived value of the product you partner with as an affiliate, right? And I will tell you right now, this is going to lift up a huge weight in your business, right? If you're an affiliate, if you're already an affiliate, you've been posting content, you're not getting results, right? You see all these other people blowing up, making a ton of money. You're not making anything, right? Packaging an offer of your own on top of that affiliate program is going to lift up a ton of weight in your business. And it's going to be a big factor from you making no sales to making sales, right? It's going to put you in a completely different position, right? Look at resources you can add, support, obviously keep them kind of relevant. The cool part about the internet space is a lot of you guys probably already have a ton of resources. You've probably acquired a bunch of lead magnets and stuff like that you can add onto programs or products you're selling, right? The whole space is about selling yourself, building connections through your content, and monetizing those connections with your offers, right? What's going to make you stand out? I guess the question I want you guys to ask yourself, what is going to make you stand out from everybody else promoting the same thing, or the owner of that product, right? If you're selling something that pays you $500 per sale, You can deliver massive bonuses on top of that product and still be very profitable as a business owner. And it will also do a very good job of stacking momentum in your business, right? It's gonna kickstart that momentum, which is a very real thing in the online world. It's kind of like a snowball rolling down a hill, right? The hardest point is going from like zero to your first couple $1,000s online, right? So doing anything you can to leverage the momentum.
Yeah, that it kind of makes me want to tell a short story because I can be long-winded, but I think it's important that you guys hear that. Does anybody here make more than $200 a month at their job? If you do, just put the word more in the comments. Like I'm talking total, $200 a month. If you make more than $200 a month with your job, put the word more in the comments because this story might blow your mind. I'll go ahead and start telling it so you don't have to. All right, so check this out. We had someone that they actually ignored me for a whole year, even though I tried to reach out because I knew I could help them. They ignored my ass. But then when we came out with Group Juice, we rekindled, we caught up again, and they ended up jumping into Group Juice. Now, this person lives in a third world country. Super awesome person. They're actually on the Group Juice team now. I'll tell you the name in a second. But they made $200 a month in that third world country. That was actually pretty decent money where they were at, right? So imagine $200 a month. That's all you make. That's what you bring home, right? So 12 times 2, $2,400 a year. None of us can live on that, right? Most of us have more bills than $2,400 a month. But they decided to come in and straight went hard. And when they started Group Juice, they hit like 10 grand in profit very quickly. Like I think it's the last 3 or 4 months, they did $26,000, and folks are absolutely happy with what they got from her. Some of that's her stuff, some of that's Group Juice, some of our other products. But she did $26,000, right? It would have taken her years, literally years, to make that with her old job. And this person's name is Chantel. Okay, so I wanted to tell that quick story, and she leveraged what we have created because it aligned with her values and what she wanted to help her audience do. And we put together the offer for Group Juice, a simple Google document, just like Nate was mentioning earlier, and the way that we assembled the copy, the words, I think it came out to like I don't know how much per word. Either way, simple Google document. And that's what she leveraged when she was first getting started. And she's done like $26,000 the last couple of months. All right. Some of you are probably thinking $26,000 in a couple of months. Hell, I want to do that. Right. So let me make sure I plant this other seed. There's a lot of noise online saying, oh, I can't pay $1,000 for this. That just doesn't make sense. But you got folks going out here buying $1,000 TVs and $1,000 worth of bullshit that's never going to bring a return on your investment. How many people went to college? How many of you paid thousands of dollars for a college degree and you had to go to school for years and then search to get a job? I was that person. I also got kicked out for selling drugs. I went to school for business management, by the way, which is kind of ironic because now I run a multi-six-figure business, right? And I did it with a $1,500 course, right? So before you say, I can't invest that, it just doesn't make sense. If you can spend $1,000 and you can literally learn how to write your own damn paycheck so you can get paid what you're really worth, right? How many people want to make more than $100 an hour? Everybody. You want to make more than $100 an hour? Put it in the comments, right? It's probably everybody. So like $1,000 to teach you a skill that'll pay you more than $100 an hour. I had made $100, $117 before I got out of bed this morning. By 9 o'clock, it was at like $600. Just before this live, it was at $1,400. How long does it take you to make $1,400? A week? 2 weeks? Anyways, when you have a good offer and you know how to create content and you can assemble words that make sense and really depict what it is that you're selling and the outcome behind it, You can literally make as much money as you want. But if you're at a job or you go to school, your pay is capped. You can only earn as much as you work. It's only 24 hours in a day, right? And nobody wants to work the full 24. But even if you did, and say you made $10 an hour, even if it's overtime, you can only make like $240 a day. Versus online, creating content, creating assets, selling other people's products as an affiliate, your pay has no cap. Is that worth the time to learn? Just curious. So, like, what I'm really trying to do here is change your perspective on things, because marketing is everywhere. Affiliate marketing is everywhere. Every day you see some kind of content multiple times a day that's trying to sell you something. You just don't realize it because you're the consumer. When you flip that, you become the creator. Guess what? Things change. You'll see marketing everywhere, right? So I just wanted to paint that picture real quick as we get into setting expectations after this offer side of things. Okay.
Yeah, I saw Jill had a hand raised too.
Yeah, there was a question a while back, and it says, what does that look like, making your own offer? And I wanted to talk about that because I think what was happening in that conversation was, if you're making your own offer on top of an affiliate program. So if you're being an affiliate for somebody, so like I'll put what mine would be, and it would be around Group Juice, that if somebody wanted to sign up for Group Juice under me, I'm more than happy to offer some 2 to 3 hours of free coaching with it, one-on-one coaching, to actually help you get your business up and going. So that would be an added value or an added bonus on top of getting you into Group Juice. You'll get some free coaching on the back end. So that's what I would offer in my group. Absolutely. So to me, that's what that means. That's the answer to that question.
Yep.
I like
it.
And Picasso.
And it doesn't have to be crazy complicated, right? Like, as far as, like, I know it can be intimidating, especially if you're early on, to like tell somebody they have to go do this extra stuff, or putting an offer, or maybe you are just starting and you feel like you're not qualified enough to do coaching. But what I will tell you is, like, just being there for somebody that buys from you is huge, right? If you added a weekly Q&A call or a weekly Zoom session with somebody that buys a product from you, it's going to build a long-term connection with somebody, right? There's somebody on this live that actually, it was one of my first high ticket sales quite a few years ago. And I used to do weekly one-on-one calls with him. And then he made a sale, and now the person he made a sale to has literally bought anything and everything from me. She's in our 6-month coaching program. And that all started just from me doing a weekly call and chatting with this person, right? I didn't know.
She's also the reason why I'm here.
That she's also, yeah, there we go. That too. So we're huge on relationships. That's kind of a term that we've coined. I wouldn't necessarily say we've patented it, but it's something somebody said, is relationships over revenue. So prioritizing relationships, right? So adding that support system into any offer can be huge, right? And it could literally just be, you schedule a weekly Zoom call with them and you guys just talk about what's going on in their business. You're shedding light on things you're learning. You're answering questions that they have, right? The biggest thing to remember too is there's going to be a different connection between Flip and myself. Like, if somebody jumped into Group Juice, this still sounds surreal saying, but there's going to be a bit of an intimidation factor for someone who's just starting to reach out and ask us questions, or because we're having a lot of success, and to some that might not be real, versus if they're buying from you who's just starting, right? You guys are kind of on a similar playing field. So they're going to feel more comfortable asking you questions and connecting with you, right? So being there for that, that's one way that you can package an offer. And then this question right here, I'm not understanding how to use Google Documents. I love some Google Docs, by the way. We do too. If you look at this training, it's put on a Google document. So Google Docs, right? It's literally showcasing your offer, your product, right? Embedding some type of results, either A, from your community, the product that you're selling, proof of concept. You're right. Jill will definitely have an example of an offer Google document that you guys can check out. If you guys want to check that out, drop a comment. Pretty sure she'd be more than happy to show you what actual offer doc looks like. But yeah, it's basically just showcasing your product, your offer, right? Any bonuses you're offering with a checkout link, either to the VSL or your affiliate link. And it's a little bit of a different medium, right? It feels a little less pressured versus you're just stuffing a VSL or a link down somebody's throat. It's like, hey, give this doc a quick read. Let me know if it's something you want to do or not. Completely fine. If you don't, then right. That's kind of the way we break it down.
Can I add something? I'm curious again. How many of you are just like kind of intimidated by like funnels or like just software in general? I know I am, right? So like when I figured out a way how to make it more simplified, like I was super excited, and offers became my jam. All right. Anybody will tell you like I love creating an offer, I love helping folks with offers, etc. So like if you're a person that feels intimidated by like building funnels or anything like that, here's how simple your process can be. And notice I said simple, not easy, because it does take time to get this going. But just imagine you took the next 30 days. Say one of you here decided to jump into Group Juice with Jill. All right. Perfect example. All right. So you'll get plugged into our 4-day virtual workshop. All right. We did this as a 4-day training. So you've got literally 4 days to go through. Might take you longer if you work a lot, but anyhow, the trainings aren't more than an hour and a half, bite-sized chunks, lots of extra trainings inside there aside from the 4-day, but you can go through things and have it set up in a week. All right. Then it becomes a game of content. If you waste time watching Netflix, or you waste time every night before bed scrolling on TikTok, or you just fucking waste time in general, you've got time to build a business to get your income to an extra $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month. All right. So the cool thing about this Google Doc process, if you can write a Facebook post, or you can record a 15 to 60 second video, then you can produce an income. Because here's the whole process in a nutshell. You produce content that speaks to the ideal customers that are interested or could benefit from the thing that you have to sell or offer. Boom. You start a relationship with them. You chat to them, make friends on social media, right? And we're real human beings. Don't look at your leads as leads or prospects as prospects, but look at them as people. We're all people, right? When you treat them as such, you will build a relationship. You'll be like, hey, this guy's cool as fuck. I like the way he handles things. I like the way he operates. I'm going to chat to him. And you don't try and sell from Jump Street. But if they reach out, or you reach out based on a piece of content that they've seen of yours, you have a chat. You kind of go into doctor mode and you diagnose, hey, what's going on? What do you do? Appreciate you interacting with my stuff. I'm glad to cover some of the things that I was talking about. If you've got a few, cool, right? This conversation could go on for a day. It could go on for a week, or they might buy from you in 30 days, whatever. But you chat to them. You see if they're a good fit, that they got the time. What are they trying to do? What kind of goals do they have? What do they want to be in 6 to 12 months? Does it make sense for them, right? Can they do this? Do they have the finances for it? What's their reason behind it? You just have a chat like a normal person. Say, hey, cool, everything you've told me, it sounds really good. And I'm pretty sure I can help you. I've got just the thing for you. Is it cool if I tell you about it? Hell yeah, I'd love to hear about it. Sweet. Then you have this Google Doc. You can either leverage ours or create your own. Because inside of Group Juice, we actually have a training around offer creation, all templates, examples, etc. You send that over to the person you're chatting with. They check it out. Like, hey, I got this ready to fire over. I'll send it over to you. Check it out. Let me know if you're in, out, or you got any questions. Cool with that? Yeah, sounds great. Pop it over. Then it becomes a follow-up game. Hey, if this wasn't for you or isn't for you, all good. I appreciate it. Just let me know either way. Right? Totally disconnected. Nothing changes if they buy. Nothing changes if they do. Right? They're just in your ecosystem. They're now seeing your content more and more. And guess what? They'll continue to consume your content. So even if you don't make a sale on the first touch point, they're going to continue to consume everything that you produce. And bonus points if you can help them with a concept or a quick win or a perspective shift, whatever the case may be. That's how you get away from having to build a funnel or deal with the fancy softwares or the crazy shit that intimidates you. That's how this process can work. This will make you sales. I don't care what you sell, right? So there's the process in a nutshell of how simple it can be around what we teach, right?
Yeah, and I'll even piggyback on that a bit and kind of tackle this at the same time. Right, setting expectations prior to starting, right? I would encourage everybody to start playing longer term or thinking longer term, right? As Flip mentioned, right, there's going to be people who come into your world today or tomorrow, and the majority of people aren't going to be ready to buy. This is extremely prevalent if we're talking about you posting short form video content, right? And they're like, I don't understand why people aren't buying from me right now. You got to remember, a lot of the people are cold, right? It's brand new people. They don't know you yet, right? That's also why that's primarily what we teach in Group Juice, is talking about prioritizing building a community where you can build relationships, long-standing relationships. But it's going to take some time, right? Especially if you're brand new. And this is kind of where we're different from a lot, is we'll talk about how, expect to build your brand for the next 12 months if you want something life-changing to happen. But a way that I like to look at it is like, look at everything that you're doing online is like a little piece of real estate, a digital piece of real estate, right? The content that you're putting out today isn't necessarily meant to pay you today. It's tomorrow, the day after, right? The majority of people who are buying from us day to day, each and every day, they didn't just come into our world today, right? They've been consuming our content over prolonged periods of time, or they've been seeing or hearing about us from other places. You're really utilizing the content that you're creating to build that rapport, right? To build that connection and connect with people. Because without the connection, the monetization does not happen, right? Especially if you're selling premium price products. If you're selling expensive things, there has to be some rapport built before you just send them an offer or send them a link. So it's something that I like to talk about a lot, is play longer term, think longer term, especially. This is also, if you guys can do this and really lean into this, it's going to separate you from a lot of people, right? Because there's so many people out in the space right now that are like quick cash grabs, fast money, jumping from product to product because it's the trending and the hottest thing. If you can start looking at building a long-term brand, you guys will never have to work a job again because you understand why all of it works, right?
And I'll take that last question right there. This seems like a scam. In my opinion, once they are, part of that goes into relationship building, and once you've built that relationship, that actually doesn't even come up. It's in the very beginning. For me, I get that mostly if somebody's coming into my group and it's the first time that they're speaking to me, or it's the first time it usually happens when they're first coming into my group as one of my questions. They'll have that. And that's usually once you start going back and forth and you actually respond to them, that is a novelty for a lot of people. It's the first time that a real person has actually gotten back to them. And that usually goes away with that.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah. And it's going to, I'll go ahead, Flip.
Sorry, Nate. Think about why people are quick to say that. Most of the time, folks call things a scam when they don't understand it, or they're just not educated around it. So one of the things that I would like to bring up is like college or university, depending on where you are. I know Aussies say university, us in the US say college. So like, I saw a lot of folks earlier went to college. If you went to college, there's a good chance that you took some kind of online course. And I'll tell you a quick story and a real-time example that someone that said, hey man, this looks like a scam. You're just selling another course. And I got in conversation, just like Jill said. He was shocked that I responded and it was actually me. That blew his mind. And I said, yeah, man, a lot of folks that don't understand this call it a scam. So I asked him, I said, hey, have you went to school? Did you go to school? He was like, yep, I went to such and such university. I was like, cool. Did you attend in person, or did you, happen to take, classes from home? He was like, oh, I actually did, 90% of it from home on my laptop. I was like, cool, man. So you took online courses for XYZ university? He's like, yeah. I was like, repeat what you just said. He's like, I took online courses. I was like, now, the online courses you took, were they a scam? He was like, no, they weren't a scam. It's I was learning. I was like, okay, cool, got it. Now I was like, how long did you go to school? He was like, I went to school for 6 years. I was like, boom, how much did that cost? He was like, 100 grand. I was like, damn, that's a lot. He was like, I've been out of school 2 years. I still haven't found a job. I was like, so you're telling me you paid 100 grand for a college degree where you went to school for, a long time, and now you can't even leverage the stuff that you learned? He's like, yeah, I'm in a pickle right now. I was like, well, I took an online course for $1,500 and I've done multi six figures in 2 years. I was like, so which one is the scam? And it was like, it blew his fucking mind the way that I explained it. And when I explained it that way, he became educated, right? Because of the way I explained it. And he no longer thought it was a scam. And guess what? This person ended up buying one of the things that I had to sell, which happened to be an online course. So, like, do your own due diligence and do your own research, especially if you're already in this space. It's our job to educate folks, right? If we can break the mold around what folks think they have to do. Like, I was raised to think one way: go to school, go to college, get a job, hope like hell you can retire. But we're literally in this new era, and it's never been easier for folks to learn high income skills around making an income online, right? And you can do it quicker than going to college, right? I started making thousands of dollars in less than a couple of months after taking an online course around personal branding, sales, and marketing, right? So that's how I handle those.
Yeah, and a big thing that will also change the number of times that you get told that is your content. It's the actual the biggest thing that you got to think about is the marketing message behind your content and how that's going to be perceived from the consumer, right? If you're making huge claims in your content, or anything like that, there's gonna be a lot of red flags raised, especially because there is a lot of people that do that, because I mean, hate to say it, but as a marketing tactic, it does work. But as Flip just mentioned, it's kind of your job to educate people, or even just shed light on what you've done or what you're doing, right? If you notice, Flip has mentioned it 3 or 4 times on this live, how he has invested in a course, right? It's not necessarily like twisting somebody's arm about how, hey, you need to buy this course because it's going to change your life. It's what happened to his life when he bought the course, right? And like, for anybody that's on the fence about digital courses, I think between Flip and myself, we've probably spent about 100K. So, couple different ways to build your audience on Facebook. This is a old method, not necessarily one that I've done for quite a few years, but it can work. Obviously, with Group Juice, we talk about the opposite of that, getting active in other communities, right? And I guess the thing that I want to make crystal clear in this is, if you are going to do this strategy, as I did mention in the beginning of this live, is going into other groups and building relationships. It's a very common strategy, like poaching. If you are going to do this, pick one group or 2 groups, and become an authority in that space. Enhance their actual experience in that group, right? Coming from somebody with a group of like 6,000 people, if there was somebody that came into my group and they actually built like rapport and like actually provided value to my community, I'm cool with that. But if you come into my group and you just start blasting people's inboxes and telling them that Nate's shit, everything I'm talking about is garbage, that's not what I'm telling you to do, right? You can definitely build your authority up in someone else's group if you want to. But the other side of that coin is you can be like Jill and leverage short form video content and blow your group up to 2,000 people in like a month. So that's primarily what we talk about most. It's all inbound marketing most of the time. You have people coming to you, right? This is the exact strategy we use in our business. This is what really caused us to blow up last year, and then what we teach now in Group Juice. And I know a thing. Yes, this is going to require you to get on camera. I know that's scary. Put yourself out there and do it. You'll thank yourself later. Everybody's sucks when they first get on camera. Some of my videos were cringe. Some like it's hard. It's not natural. But the video will do a really good job at building the connection with people, right? It's opening up a little bit of vulnerability to you, right? It's more personable versus just text or no, the 7-second videos with just big text blocks and like a picture of a beach that you've never been to or something. Just be yourself, right? Connect with people, right? That's the biggest thing. Content, right? I know we are getting kind of long, so I don't want to just bore you guys. If you guys are bored, let me know. Content is going to be a crucial one. Nobody's going to pull out their credit card and buy from you if they don't know who you are, right? And that's kind of goes back to what I was just saying. Content's meant to do a couple things, right? Establish trust with your audience, build a connection with your audience, sharing your point of view, your experiences, things you're doing. And the biggest thing that I will encourage people that are just starting or earlier on, don't overthink the content, right? Don't think you have to be a guru or an expert to start posting. Just start documenting your process, right? Start talking about things you're doing, right? Things you've tried, things you've failed at. Like, you're working in a job now and you're just diving into the online world, right? All that type of stuff is going to be inspiring to people who aren't doing that, right? There's people at their jobs that aren't trying to do anything different. And then when they read something from you, that's going to be inspiring for them to hear, right? And then also it becomes a really awesome thing over prolonged periods of time. Because say, for example, you guys started a Facebook group today and you started documenting your process in 2 years time, you're going to have people in there that have watched you go from like just starting to building a business, right? And so all those people that have been in your world for a while, there's going to be a deep connection with them because they feel like they were on that journey with you, right? So I'm not going to dive super deep into content. If you guys do have specific questions, don't hesitate to ask. I just don't want to talk you guys' ear off all day. The content is
you guys have access. Yeah, you guys have access to this doc, so you can go back through it. And this is what we're giving you guys for free, just for being an active member inside of Jill's community. So I got a question really quick before Nate goes into Messenger. If you could skip, like I literally pumped like almost 40 grand into learning, online business models and just how to make money from home. And I failed for 3 years, like legit, no bullshit. From 2017 to 2020, I fucking failed miserably, but I didn't quit. And I finally found something that just helped me absolutely change my life, my family's life, and support my wife's traveling habit. Okay. My wife likes to travel. I like to be at home, and I have to keep her happy. So I have to go sometimes. Anyhow, if you could skip 3 years of failure and like build an extra income that replaces your job in 12 months or less, would you do it? Serious question. Yes, I would do it, or hell yeah, or skip 3 years. Put that in the comments, because we do have something for you guys that are here and happen to catch this replay, and it's only going to be for a select amount of folks. But I want to let you know, if you're willing and wanting to skip 3 years of failure so you can get right to the shit that is working, we want to extend an invite into Group Juice. And not at, before I say this, Nate, are we only streaming in Jill's group?
Yep.
Okay. This is kind of special, and we don't do this shit lightly. Okay. extend an invite to those that want to join Group Juice through Jill and not pay the full price. Okay. So like we've got this one deal that's going right now. It's actually going to go away on the 14th, tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. EST. The discount for Group Juice goes away. So for 5 folks, if you want to see what it looks like to get into Group Juice at a discount, this is lifetime access. You'll never get kicked out unless you do some shady shit. All right. Lifetime coaching, access to everything we've created that's inside of Group Juice. You get access to the More Money Multiplier, so you can create your own offers. You'll get access to Juice Box, which is our very, very beginner training. Doesn't matter if you're brand new to online space, it'll be the perfect place to start. And we created this based on our years of failure of what we wish we would have known getting started. Mm-hmm. So if you want to skip that and get into Group Juice for way less than $1,000, make sure you reach out to Jill and just say, you can send her a message saying, Jill's live. I was there. I want to get into Group Juice. This is only going to be for a couple of folks. When I say a couple, I'm meaning like 5 people. Okay, that's it. Everyone else after the 5, if you want to join Group Juice later, it will be the full price, and we are going to raise the price based on what everybody in Group Juice has told us. They say we charge way too less. Okay, so if you want to look at what it's going to be like in that discounted price for Group Juice, make sure you message Jill, and we'll get you guys sorted. But it's only going to be for 5 folks. All right, no bullshit, no fluff. That's just what it is. So,
and that is incredible. Thank you. Like, and if you guys don't jump on it. Like, send me a DM. That's incredible.
And yeah, if you guys are watching this on the replay, you guys can still obviously jump into Group Juice. It just won't be discounted, right?
Right.
That's because we are closing. Right, we're not about running false scarcity. Like, we are running a special right now that it does disappear tomorrow. Let me see. Messenger, right? So the majority of sales will be closed through Messenger if you're building your business on Facebook, right? So a snapshot of how the business actually works. Like, I'll give you guys a brief rundown instead of really diving into like Messenger. We do things a bit differently, right? We're not about like cold DMs, calls, a calendar full of strategy sessions. That's just not what we're into, right? Like, if you have kids, you will understand doing Zoom calls with kids is extremely hard. You might have seen a little baby's foot back there behind a fort. So I got to try to get all the calls done before she wakes up. But the biggest thing, like, there's this awesome synergy on Facebook, right? You post content, you have the ability to connect with people in Messenger. And as Flip mentioned a few times, is you're just having a conversation, right? It's not like you're shoving a link down somebody's throat and like telling them they need to buy, right? You're seeing if they're a good fit to even buy a product, right? If they're looking to do what you're teaching, if they're looking to get into the online world, right? And you make them an offer, right? So, and the cool part is it's you can be very proactive with this, or you can let your content do the lifting for you, or you can be very proactive, right? So the way that our business actually is structured, right? So if you guys want a secret sauce, this is our entire business model right here. Short form video content, pushing to a Facebook group, right? So TikTok, Facebook Reels, Pinterest, YouTube Shorts. You can use the same piece of content everywhere. And then we're kickstarting conversations that when people come into our group, and then we're having a chat with them, seeing where they're at. The majority of the time, they're not ready to buy right as soon as they jump into the group. So then we push them into long form content inside of the group. And then we facilitate long form content that builds relationships and pre-sales on the things that we have to offer. And then we make offers on the back end of that content in Messenger, right? That's exactly how we're running our business and how we're able to sell, $50,000 to $5,000 sales with a few messages back and forth, right? We're putting a big weight on short form content to grow our communities, and then long form content in our communities to build rapport for us, right? The way that I like to look at it is, right, if we're talking about doing strategy sessions or calls, right, we're just doing that in our content, right? We're planting those seeds in content. And as I mentioned here, the more effective that you can be in your content, which I know is kind of intimidating for people earlier on, just put an emphasis on getting better at writing content. It's not easy in the early stages by any means, but the better job you can do in your content, talking about who it's for, what problems it solves, what your product is going to do for somebody, you as a person, your brand, your beliefs, the shorter and shorter sales conversations can become, right? Like few messages back and forth can literally close sales if you do a good job in your content, right? And that's kind of goes back to what I was saying about your marketing message and being aware of the type of audience it's going to build. Right. If a good example is if you're talking about the quickest way to make $100 an hour with zero work and then trying to make sales on the back end of that type of content, you have to think about what kind of audience that's building. People that want easy money and people that don't want to do any work, right? I would much rather have a piece of content that's talking about, dedicating the next 6 months to building a brand online that would allow you to never have to work a job again. Obviously, it's not going to get as many eyeballs. It's not going to get as many people because it's not easy. But the people that come off that piece of content, even if it's 2, 3, 1 person, I would rather have that than 1,000 people coming off of a baity video or a baity piece of content because they understand why they're there, right? I'm not going to have to try to twist their arm to do work or buy my product and then not do anything after buying the product, right?
Yeah. It's like you don't want to attract folks that are looking for the easy way out. It's like I've had folks ask me, "Hey, let me get Group Juice for free, and I'll pay you after I make my first 5 sales." I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work, and here's why. And I'll ask them a question, like, "Hey, would you go to work for 90 days for someone else and not get paid during those 90 days?" But like, hell no, you wouldn't. Right. So like, why would I give away the knowledge that we've invested like 6 figures to learn? Why am I going to give that away for free? Right. Plus, if I'm going to be helping and you're going to be getting coaching and actual support, like my time is valuable. Right. I used to be that guy that was only worth, $20 an hour. Now folks pay Nate and I $500 to $1,000 just to get on a call with us for an hour, because of what we can do inside of that hour, right? So like, if you want to give yourself a raise, learn some skills. You learn some skills, you become a valuable person to your audience. You become a valuable person to your audience, guess what? They will pay you, right? We get paid based on what we teach people and the outcomes that we can help them produce. That's it. That's the name of the game.
So this is a brief snapshot, right? Rinse and repeat. Post content, build connections with people, follow up with people who are engaging on your content, move into a conversation, see if they'd be a good fit for what you're selling. If they are, sell them something. If they aren't, don't. And that's like our entire business summed up in 5 lines.
Crazy, right? Now, just to reiterate what we were talking about earlier, if you want to skip those 3 years and get something that's going to be highly beneficial and highly profitable to you over the next 6 to 12 months, even we've had folks come in and do really well the first 30 days. So I can't really knock that because it is some truth to it, but you will have to put some time in. Like, I'm very confident that if any of you take us up on this offer, this is just for Jill's group members. This is not something that Jill can put out there publicly. This is just for her group. So if you're in this group, it's for you. And for those first 5 people, that's it. But just imagine if a person, like, I was really hungry when I came into this space trying to figure this shit out, especially when I got fired in March of 2020. But if you can come into this game, be consistent, and literally put some work in, hour or 2 a day to get started, hell yeah. By the time Christmas rolls around, you will have some extra Christmas money. I can damn near guarantee it if your work ethic is there, right? Even if you just made 1 sale a month with, our high ticket offer, boom, that's $500 straight to you, right? Or if you made 10 sales with our $100 product, boom, there's $500. So it literally can change things for you while you're helping folks, becoming an impact and a valuable person, while getting paid handsomely at the same time. And these skills are they're like evergreen. They're transferable. They will stick with you for the years to come. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that I will make millions of dollars doing what I do, especially over the next decade. It will be in the millions. That I'm confident of, right? And I'm willing to put the time in to do it. I told my wife this was something that I said from the very beginning. So I will do whatever the fuck it takes for me to make this work, so that by the time the kids get to an age, they're 5 and 6 right now, right? They're 5 and 6 right now. By the time they're 10, 11, and 12, we will be tripping all over the world. And I will not give them everything, but I will teach them and give them the option. Like, you want to go to college? You can. You want to build your own shit? You can. That's what I want them to be able to step into. Opportunity and options, right? So 5 folks, that's the deal. If you want to check that out and get your hands on it, come in, hang out with us lifetime. Jill's already mentioned a little bit of what she's going to throw on the back end. So 5 folks, group juice, holler at Jill. Any questions? We're glad to heed some more questions right now and make sure you guys have the clarity. You're clear on everything. Let us know. And hit the comments if you found this whole training as a whole. If you found value in it, shoot us a couple lines of words and let us know what you thought. You full of shit. You suck. This was great. Love you guys. Y'all are awesome. Or fuck off. Pick one. Let us know.
Either way, it's all good. It's all engagement.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming in here. I totally appreciate it. And what she said, love you guys. I mean, this has just been awesome. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you having us. Hands down.
So don't bother fucking up. There we go. I like that one.
I wish I knew who that was. I
know,
can't see
right?
that one. Some comments are showing up on my phone, some aren't. So I don't
Yeah,
understand.
that one's not showing up on my phone either.
Damn it. Me don't get it. Always
yeah, and if you guys have
you,
questions, I mean, I'm more than happy to hang out, field any questions you guys have about anything, process.
Yeah.
I know I probably kind of ran through that, but more than happy to shed light on anything you guys have or not, right? We can head on out. It's up to you guys.
Well, Rich. All right, so that was Rich. Rich, I like you because you've got my kind of sense of humor. You'd probably really fucking enjoy Group Juice, and we do this every Monday. Coffee and content and questions. We like to have a good time, help folks, and make money, right? You'd be surprised at like where you can find big ticket items. Like jewelry stores have affiliate programs. Outdoor companies like Winchester, Remington, Outdoor World, Bass Pro, like a whole bunch of companies like that you wouldn't even think would have an affiliate program. They have an affiliate program, right? The ones I just mentioned, I know for a fact because I've checked it out. So looking at what you like, what you enjoy, like you could literally take Group Juice and go and apply it to whatever it is you want to sell. If you like guns, you can sell guns. If you like outdoor stuff, if you like beauty products, it really doesn't matter. Den, I'll answer your question in a second. Oh, yeah. So I'll jive on that. I saw one earlier. If I had any personal experiences, so back when I got fired in March 2020, I actually ran a custom wood sign business. Like we made, all kinds of custom deals, wood signs, door hangers, and you name it, we probably made it out of wood. I still have the machine, but we did fairly decent. We were paying the bills, making stuff happen, but at the same time, I stayed so busy, right? Because we were producing physical products and I couldn't outsource it. My wife, she actually jumped in to help out, and I started getting like random ass requests. One of them was, "Hey man, can you make me a custom sex paddle?" And he showed me this picture. I was like, "Yeah," and I made the sex paddle for him, and then he hit me after I made. He was like, can you put my name in it?" And you know, the way my brain works, I was like, "You want me to put your name on there in reverse? That way, when you smack your wife's behind, that your name shows up correctly." He was like, "Yes." He said, "I will pay extra for this." All right, so that was how that started, and I actually ended up selling a few more. But the main reason why I quit doing it was the time versus profit. All right. So like this is why I like doing what we do now. We can hang out with cool folks. We can coach closely with folks that are inside of Group Juice and even closer with our core clients. And when we create content and trainings, those are assets that live forever that we can pick and choose and sell to our audience based on where they are, what their goals are, and what their budget looks like. So it's like pretty much building your business from the ground up and always creating assets that you can sell at any given point. That was kind of why I quit doing it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of ways to find high ticket products. YouTube, right? Like a cool tip or trick you can do is like look up big, depending on the space that you want to go in. Go look at creators that you consume content from, and 99% of them these days have a digital product you could promote as affiliate. Right? We're talking about huge brands and huge companies like have digital courses, coaching packages, right? In just about every industry, and you could find a premium price product that would pay you good income for per sale, right? Even like something like a 12-week fitness program that's $297, right? Pay you $115 per sale or something, 130,
Yeah.
right? There's so much scope to find products.
Yeah.
And another benefit to that is like leaning into a strategy like that is you'll find products that are less saturated, right? There's
Yep.
not as many people promoting the same exact thing as you, which there's some benefits to that.
Yeah. And not to really change the subject per se, but like maybe you're watching this live now or on the replay and you're still kind of skeptical. I want to mention that me and my wife's anniversary just came up on the 8th. We've been together almost 10 years and married for 4. And I hit Nate with this crazy idea. This is something else you can also get from Jill. But we took our More Money Multiplier, which has a lot of information in it, as well as our beginner training for Juicebox. Juicebox sells for $100. More Money Multiplier sold for $197. That is also going to change because right now you can get a lot of stuff we did: in-person mastermind, our profit playbook, which is 5 different core trainings from our $5,000 coaching program, our Juicebox beginner training. You can get all of it for $100 plus our offer creation training. So that's something else that you guys that are skeptical, where you could take $100 and like really get the best bang for your buck and still have time to make the decision on the discount that we're offering to 5 of you, right? So if you're not in that, hit Jill up. She's got access to everything that we have to offer, and she can get you sorted on the best way to start, even if you're skeptical like I was. There you go. There's some more proof of concept. Mr. Den, appreciate you, brother. He recently just got Juicebox, and he had nothing but good things to say about it. Kind of changed his whole perspective because he's been around the block for a while. So if you want someone who's tried a bunch of things and been at it for a while to give some real insight around how we operate and do shit, take Den's comment to heart. Oh yeah,
Yep,
I love it out here, dude.
nature.
Yeah.
Sometimes we hear a semi truck drive by.
Yeah, they're cutting some of the trees down the road, man. It's actually land that I hunt too, so I kind of hate it because I like that big woods. I'll go hang out in the woods all day if I could. That's why I stay outside so much.
Awesome. Well, if we don't have any other questions, we will wrap it up. And appreciate you guys for jumping on with us and staring at our ugly mugs or mine and Flip's ugly mug for 2 hours.
We appreciate y'all. Y'all hit Jill up over the next, I think it's less than 24 hours now, maybe a little more than 24 before that deal goes away. Both of those deals actually. So hit Jill up if you want to get information on what that looks like so you can grab your spot. And if you do grab the spot, please let us know how well you do before Christmas. If you make a couple extra grand to throw towards Christmas and all that good shit, like, we'd love to hear about it. That'll really make our day. So appreciate you having us, Jill. Like, I enjoyed it. And thank you
so much for being here.
Thank you. Awesome.
Love it.
Y'all have a great day, guys, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side.